Hey everyone, welcome back to my group, my channel, my page, wherever you're viewing this. I wanted to say happy Friday. Thank you for tuning in. And I apologize I haven't been on for a little while. I've had a lot of things going on. I have been sick. My son's been sick. Just a lot of things going on. But anyways, I'm back. I'm so happy to be here with you all. And today, let me turn down my music. I'm sorry about that. So I am here today to talk to you about one of the elements I see in a lot of my clients, a lot of people I've spoken with on consultation calls. And that is, yes, it's in the general scope of self-sabotage, but it's specifically our past failures. So what happens a lot of times with women and men too, but especially I say women because we can be so hard on ourselves. And one of the ways we are hard on ourselves is we look at the things we've done wrong. And when I say wrong, I mean anything that you do to beat yourself up. So it could be, getting bad grades in school. It could be choosing the wrong partners to date, choosing the wrong partners to marry. It could be getting in jobs and having your bosses tell you that you're not doing a good performance and you are, on the verge of getting fired or whatever, or you could have gotten fired. Anything that you've done in the past that has made you feel like you are somehow not worthy, those are things that you've defined as failures. And here at Positive Scripts, we are all about telling a new story to empower yourself. But until you get to that place where you feel totally empowered, it's going to be a journey, right? Like it doesn't happen overnight. That's one of the big things I tell people all the time is this is definitely a journey. And so I have a few tips here that I wanted to give you all for the weekend, just to ponder for this, Easter weekend, just to help lift a lot of this burden from your shoulders, because I know that this can be really, really hard to process when you feel like, there's just nothing I can do right. And I haven't had one client tell me that she feels like she sucks, like in a lot of ways, she just sucks. And I when she said that, I almost wanted to just reach the phone and shake her and say, "Girl, you do not suck." But it's really hard for somebody to just physically shake you into believing in yourself and to finding your worthiness. So that's why I have my program, because we're going to go very deep into immersive activities and interactive activities to get you to that place. But just for this, short video, I'm going to give you some tips to first of all know why you might feel that your past failures define you and why they hinder you from going forward. So when you have, as a child, you have different experiences and you learn how to do things. And it's interesting how as a kid, we don't feel like things are impossible. So for example, we learn how to walk. We just keep getting up and trying and going again and, saying, okay, I see these other kids walking around and running and I want to do the same thing. I want to have more fun. So let me just keep going. Not for a second do they fall down once and say, oh man, I'm a failure. I can't walk. I tried it. I tried it about 2 months ago, but I just can't do it. Kids don't think that way. They say, okay, I fell and hurt myself, but guess what? They don't even think. They just automatically jump back up and try it again. And along the way, we start assigning value to our sense of character and our, personalities, and we define ourselves by our failures. And we'll say, I'm a quitter, or I don't have it in me. Maybe it's for them, but it's not for me. But can you imagine if you as a child said, it's not in me to walk. It's just not for me. I tried that and it didn't work out. So, it's for Johnny down the street or Susie next door, but it's not for me to walk. Can you imagine saying that? No. So I think, it's interesting when we put in that perspective, like how ridiculous it almost sounds. Like you don't say, oh, I suck because I fell my butt a couple times or a few times or maybe even 100 times. You just keep going up and getting up and trying it again. So first of all, the most important thing to say is don't quit. That's one tip. It's super simple, I know, but simply just keep going. When you just keep going, you will be surprised at how far you get. And I think that's one of the second point, which leads me to stop taking score. When you take score, and I know where we get this from, we probably get it from school because school tells us, here's your grades, here's your progress reports. And school, and even maybe your parents taught you very early on to take score of where you are. and compare you to other kids even, and they'll say, well, look how far Susie's gotten. Susie's gotten 10 gold stars, Jimmy, and you've only gotten 9. Or, you've only gotten B's, in your school grades. But taking score is one of the quickest ways to feeling like a failure. So what I want you to do to the best of your ability is stop taking score of what you've accomplished if it's hurting you. But I will say, taking score of all your wins is a good thing, and there's a reason why. The reason why taking score of your wins is a good thing is because it will help build your confidence and your self-esteem, because it will show you, hey, look at all these wonderful things I've done. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is stay in the now, stay in the present. There's a reason why so many mindset gurus and self-help gurus talk a lot about mindfulness, and that is because when you are in your now, this is first of all where all your power is in your now. But secondly, when you go back into the past, that's how you get into anxiety or depression. So I would say more depression. Depression is when you look on your past and you start condemning yourself for past actions and past results. And anxiety comes when you project into the future, because you don't have control in the past or the future. You only have power now. And in this powerful now, I want you to ask yourself, what can I do right now from where I am with what I have access to? What is it that I can do right now? That's tip number 3. And tip number 4 is I want you, to the best of your ability, to try to switch from being, if you are a pessimist, switch to the best of your ability to becoming an optimist. But if being an optimist is too big of a jump, I want you to think about becoming a realist. So I'm going to say the realist is the person who's in the middle, the neutral. So the pessimist is somebody who thinks that, it's just not going to work. No matter what I try, no matter how many books I read, no matter how many coaching sessions I get, how many people I hire to help me, I just can't get it. So I'm not even going to bother. When you're in that pessimistic state, you're very unlikely to take action. And when you don't take action, you are guaranteed to stay stuck. But when you are at least a realist, you might say, okay, other people have done it. I've seen evidence that people can accomplish these goals. So maybe I can do some more research. That's a start. And once you get to the optimist page, then that's where you can just start kind of, trusting yourself to make that next step. And the doubt doesn't really stop you. It's not to say doubt doesn't happen, but doubt won't stop you in your tracks. But like I said, you don't need to actually be an optimist. You can be a realist. And I totally am supportive of the realists, because the realists are the ones who will at least do the research to find options to move forward on their dreams and their goals. And finally, the last tip that I have, number 5, I think this is number 5, is, how people say knowledge is power? And I'm not going to say knowledge isn't good, but what I will say is knowledge that is not applied is just information. And in this day and age, we have so many different ways to get information. Even watching this video right now, it's just information. But what I really want you to do is take notes on everything I'm saying, all these tips. And what I really want you to do is really apply the knowledge. Applying the knowledge is the last thing you need, because that is when you take action to get over the hump and be able to get into the action and the trajectory and build the momentum towards your desires. So I hope this is helpful. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.